All right, first of all, Ruud, thanks so much for joining us here on Astro Malaysia. We're going to do things a little bit differently this time round. We're going to explore your love of music and a bit on personalities, because I feel like sometimes music can say a lot about a person without actually, saying about a person. So what's going to happen is we've picked a couple of music genres for you. And your goal is to connect these genres to people in your life, your teammates you've played with, people you've coached as well. The way to best describe them to you, okay? So we're going to start with jazz.
Okay.
So jazz, as we know, is a little bit about adaptability. It goes with the flow a little bit. Can you think of a jazz player in your career that maybe has that rhythm that adapts really quickly to situations?
Somebody who can adapt, somebody who goes
Go through
is
emotions.
intuitional, I'm thinking of a manager that I had that reminds me of this genre, the way you described it, and that's Bobby Robson. He worked in different countries. He worked for England, of course, in England and for England national team, but also in Portugal, in Spain, in the Netherlands, where I worked with him. So he can adapt really quickly and adapt well. Also, he's very intuitive. He's very authentic. He's not the one that is really structured in the sense of, but he goes with the flow, a sense of humor, his people management. Yeah, I would. It's a good way to start this interview, actually.
Yeah. Do you see his demeanor change based on who he's speaking to sometimes, in terms of that adaptability?
He adapted more to circumstances. He never changed his personality. He was also always authentic. That's what I think made him unique. But he was able to adapt the circumstances without losing himself in any moment, and I think that was a big quality.
What about rock music? I understand you're quite a bit of a rock music fan yourself.
Not too hard, but a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but someone that has got that grit, that passion, that sturdiness when things get tough. Who would be rock music to you?
Well, if you put it like that, it's somebody who always go hard in difficult circumstances. Is always the first one to go in front. So that would be for me Roy Keane, in the sense of a captain and a character that, the toughness in tackles, but also the directness in his football. Without a lot of making it more complicated than it is, straightforward but high quality. So that would be him.
Is he the sort of person when things are challenging, he gets even tougher, almost that he thrives on it as well?
He does. I think you can say that, and it's no nonsense. It's straightforward. It's what you see is what you get on and off the pitch, and I think it's something that relates to that genre as well.
What about hip hop? When you think about hip hop, you think about swagger, that confidence, right?
Oh my God, yeah, okay, yeah, go on.
Yeah, who would that be, that person? Not arrogant, but they're so self-assured about themselves.
That's a good one. So can you describe more of the genre? Maybe
I guess someone who's very confident, who's fearless, who doesn't care about the world, what they think of them. They're just, I'm me, and that's it.
Okay. Well, a young boy that I worked with in PSV Eindhoven. He joined us from Paris. Hadn't played a lot of senior football, but came in with a motivation and a drive and a belief in himself, and also a bit of that swag along him. And he started to perform, and we did an excellent season together, and his name is Xavi Simons.
Oh wow, I love that you described those early moments there with him.
Yeah.
What about classical music? I guess someone who's really disciplined, but almost to an art to some level, the way that they play.
Wow. good questions, all that. An art, the way he plays.
In the way that he plays, it's almost melodious and it's captivating, but yet very disciplined at the same time.
Stylish, maybe.
Stylish, yeah.
Oh.
Almost takes your breath away.
Yeah. I have to say, in the preparations that he did on a daily basis, and the discipline that he had, and the way he played is very elegant and very clean, but very motivated, and just with one goal is to win. Also a person that played his whole life in one club, so that's also very classical. The shirt is classical, is white, all white, so it's the former Real Madrid captain Raúl.
Wow, I love that way you described him right there.
Yeah.
What about pop music? Someone who is charismatic. Everyone loves him. Everyone's drawn to him.
Who is this?
Yeah, when you think about him, you think about pop music.
If you speak about a guy that is cool, without him wanting to be cool, has something to do with the personality of him, but also with the extreme quality on the pitch that he had and showed. I think he changed the game. He was influential in haircuts and in clothing styles, etc., etc. Yeah, can only be one, of course.
Of course.
Who is it?
David Beckham.
Who else?
I answered
Who
it
else?
for you.
Who else? Who else?
Actually, when you think about it, that actually really matched the way that he carried himself as well, and the way that people gravitated towards him.
Clearly.
But something completely different, metal music.
Metal now.
Yeah.
Not rock, but
not
metal.
Not rock, metal, something loud, very fierce, very uncompromising, very in your face.
Yeah, I think I would then, I would say then Jamie Vardy in that sense. I think he's uncompromising, well, totally uncompromising. You get what you see, he will tell you what he thinks, straightforward, can be hard, but always with the good intentions. The way he plays as well, there's an edge to him.
The way he ignites the room, the moment the music comes on.
Ignites the room, he'll ignite the place, home and away. Controversial, somebody you want in your team, not against. It would be him for me.
Okay, I think that wraps up with the music, but actually it moves me on to...
That was it, the genres?
Yes, pretty much. But you actually set me up really nicely, actually, because to wrap this bit up, I actually want to ask you about Jamie Vardy, because we know his legacy here at Leicester City. We know his announcement in regards to his future.
Yeah.
Having worked with him, how would you rate Jamie Vardy in terms of the Premier League's best strikers?
He's up there with the best, the very best that played. 13 seasons for one football club. It says something on how you live your life around football, that you are focused on performing week in, week out for all those seasons. Coming up to 500 games, he's on 199 goals overall, but not only the games and the goals are impressive, but also the titles that he won with Leicester. Winning the league and the FA Cup and the Charity Shield. He's won the Golden Boot, Player of the Year, broke a certain record of 11 games in a row.
Which I'm sure he'll remind you all the time.
He beat someone there that, yeah, I don't know, but that was impressive too.
I'm sure he texts you every morning about it as well.
It's not good, it's not good. But he did. I forgive him for that. But summing that all picture up is he's there with the very best.
Now, let's talk about yourself as well, because you know Jamie Vardy well, and because of the role that you played in your playing days as well. So just a final one for me. As a striker, you always think about scoring goals, right? That's your number one goal. So how do you evolve that tunnel vision that you have into someone like yourself now as a manager that has to think about the bigger picture?
Yeah. No, it's important that you create a shift from your job and role as a player. Can be a centre back, can be a left winger or a striker, where you are responsible for your role within the team, but never forget what does the team need, and find your role within that. So you always have to know what the team needs. But as a manager, it goes in the extremes. So your job is to make every player aware his role within the team, and the team is always first. So it needs time. It needs time. You need to work, or you need to develop. I started in the youth teams and develop myself and learning. And it's an important one to get learned.
All right, brilliant. Thank you so much, Ruud, for joining us, and
Thank
all
you.
the best for your future and whatever may come.
Thank you so much.